Hello, my beautiful people. I know it's been such a long time. You guys probably feel like I abandoned you guys. I'm so sorry that I've been MIA. Had to get a new laptop. So I'm back to Windows. No more MacBook for me. Back at school. It's my senior year. Woo! I'm a graduating senior this year. And God willing, I will be receiving my Bachelor's of Science in Anthropology and Pan-Africana Studies. Shout out to my HBCU. Shout out to all the other students who are HBCU students. Shout out to all the HBCUs in the world. TV antennas in the back. First and the finest HBCU, the Lincoln University. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for my university. You know, we have gone through a lot of changes and a lot of turmoil, but despite all that, I'm so grateful for the people that I've met. I'm so grateful for a lot of things, you know, and I feel like maybe during my first couple of years here, I was going through a tough time and I was in a dark space and I kind of took it for granted. But now that I'm here in my last year, you know, I'm really appreciating my university and appreciating my experience and understanding that I'm part of history, you know. I'm walking on the first HBCU, you know. It was part of the Underground Railroad. Langston Hughes, someone who I look up to since I was a little girl, attended this school. Thurgood Marshall, Kwame Nkrumah, Ezekwe. It's so many great people that graduated from my school, and it's just like, what can I be? You know, what can I bring to the table? Like, a lot of people have these notions, oh, HBCUs are inferior, but no, it's not. Like, my school was called the Black Princeton, when there was a time when you couldn't even get into Princeton because of the color of your skin. And I think people forget that now. People forget that now that we have integration and affirmative action, that just because it's white, it means it's superior. And, you know, I wouldn't say that it's other people's fault because that's what you've been doctrined and taught to believe, but that's not the case. I don't know if anybody knows, but the first universities were in Africa before they popped up in Greece. Who did the Greeks learn from? Who did the Romans learn from? They went to ancient Egypt. They went to Sudan. They went to all these different places. So for people to not realize that people of color have really given a lot, African culture has given a lot of pretense to the cultures of the world. It's crazy. I love the fact that I go to HBCU, and I even love the fact that I go to the first HBCU in the world. None other like it. There would not be in Howard, which was my dream school originally. There would be no Howard. There would be no Hampton. There would be none of that if it wasn't for Lincoln University. And although we are the most unappreciated and unknown university, I'm going to make sure that it's my job that you know what Lincoln University is. Not the one in Missouri, the one in Pennsylvania. Not Cheney University, who swears they're the first HBCU. No, Lincoln University, 1854, first HBCU for sure. Okay? So there's a lot of things that we're taking into account as to why I chose an HBCU. My mom raised me to be Afrocentric, I guess you could say. She had a lot of paintings, a lot of black paintings, a lot of black figurines. She had Martin Luther King up there, Malcolm X, you know, all types of, she had black angels, all types of things that looked like me. Even my dolls looked like me. And I always had a sense of pride of being black. Like, my mom is born in Honduras, so I personally identify as Afro-Latina. I identify that because of the way I was raised and the culture that I was raised in. My mother was born in Honduras, so I was raised a lot of Latin culture. Honduran culture, the Garifuna, they have a lot of African retention in it. And so I've danced to the African drums. I've danced punta. I was pretty much exposed to that as a child. I always loved to read books. My mom was really, really heavy on reading books. And like seriously, to the point where if we wanted to go outside, we would have to read a book and write a summary about it. My mom was not playing any games, okay? But I loved books. I ended up becoming a bookworm, and I still am. And I'll never forget, in elementary school, I came across a book called I Am the Darker Brother, Arnold Adolph. And it was a collection of black literature Most importantly, what stuck out to me the most was I Am the Darker Brother, which is a poem written by Langston Hughes. So I read that book, and it had all types of like Nikki Giovanni, Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, all of the amazing writers. You know, Sonia Sanchez, all these amazing writers I've been exposed to at a really young age. I'll never forget that I was in elementary school, and I was like probably like in 4th or 5th grade, and I picked that book up, and I fell in love. And like by 4th and 5th grade, I had gotten into poetry, so I was really influenced. And I didn't realize this until now, but I was really influenced by Langston Hughes. I thought it was amazing. His writing was amazing. I was proud, you know. Why would you not be? And since then, I always had this sense of pride, and I've always loved reading Black literature and just watching Black people interact with each other, and people of color, not even just Black people, but people of color, period, you know? Because we're all African at the end of the day. Whether you want to believe it or not. High school is the same thing. I started off writing in high school. I went to junior high, preparatory high school in the Bronx. It's a performance arts high school, and I originally went there for writing. But I also had a passion for dancing. I've always been a dancer my entire life. Dance history class, and like we explored like Katherine Dunham. When I tell you I fell in love with Katherine Dunham, not only because she was a dancer, but she was also an anthropologist. And I've always found that like anthropology was always like interesting to me, and I always like was wondering like how did you correlate anthropology and dance and put them together, you know, and she created the Katherine Dunham technique, and they became part of modern dance and such a cultural influence on dance. And as a dancer and a writer, you know, it was amazing, like just to watch it all happen, to know that Langston Hughes came in contact with Zora Neale Hurston. I love Zora Neale Hurston's writings and her works. I'm such a huge fan. I've read Their Eyes Are Watching God probably like a million times. There's so many different other works that I've read by her, and even Alice Walker, when she did her research on Zora Neale Hurston and she found her burial site and things of that nature. Like, these are really the people that guided me, I guess you could say. And I didn't realize how much I was guided and how much I was following these footsteps until I got to Lincoln University. When I realized that Langston Hughes, the man whose art I fell in love with in that book, walked on the same campus that I walked on. He graduated from the same school that I'm about to graduate. You can do anything.